Hello, good day, welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about God's wish for us. Yes, God has a wish for us. It really seems funny though, doesn't it? Because we don't think of something like that. We think of God just being God. But God has a wish for us. And when you hear what it is, it's going to make a lot of sense. So I'm just going to go right into the channeling because it's a longer channeling. There's a lot to discuss. And we'll just go from there and see what happens. So the channeling goes, I wish you would stop fighting one another. It accomplishes nothing. For centuries you fought and fought to no avail. Why do you think that is? Because you were fighting for no reason. You feel you have a cause for misinterpreting messages from me. My words would never tell you to fight for no reason. The only fighting is to fight evil, real evil, not the evil you made up to justify your means. There is true evil out there. I will fight by your side to conquer it. That is when we all band together for one cause, for our oneness, for our love, and for our creation. Do not fight over pettiness, and do not think you are superior than the next. You are not. You are the same. You are equals. You are a part of me. I ache with the knowledge of this fighting for no reason. You are not the only one who feels. Because of you, I feel emotions, your emotions. You were not created to have these misgivings. I am sorry I made it more difficult for you to find your way home. My intention was to have you struggle for a while. I thought you would want to return sooner. Because you forgot me and your home, you now try to be the conqueror of this life. Allow me to help you. I've tried for centuries to let you know your connection with me and all of creation. Because you have stumbled, you believe I am not here, but I am. Open your eyes, open your heart, listen, for I am near. I can help you home. I can help you build home on earth. I have not turned my back on you. You have turned your back on me with your misgivings. Change the way you are before you go too far away from me. We are all one. We are me, separate but together. I feel I have failed you. I have not, as you have not failed me. You turned your back, so you disappoint me and yourself. Remember, you are not alone. I am with you. I am beside you. I am in you. I am you. Pretend you are me and full of love, and then learn from your actions. Right from the beginning, the very first sentence, God says, I wish you would stop fighting one another. That's God's wish right there. Now, I can end this episode right now and say, okay, God's wish is for us to stop fighting one another. But I'm not going to do that because God goes further and says a lot in this channeling. A lot is said. I wish you would stop fighting one another. It accomplishes nothing. For centuries you fought and fought to no avail, because you are fighting for no reason. My words would never tell you to fight for no reason. Now, remember in the last episode, God did say we were to love, not fight. And then God says in this episode, I ache with the knowledge of this fighting for no reason. God aches with the knowledge of this fighting for no reason. So, what does God mean when he says, for centuries and centuries you fought to no avail? Well, there's been a lot of stuff that we've done over the years. And of course, there's been fighting in God's name. There's been religious wars. And the religious wars believe that, one God is better than the next, but we all got the same God. So the fighting was to no avail. Nobody's been winning these religious wars. So what is the point of having them? Now, I do realize in World War One and World War Two, and some of it was for us to be able to keep our freedoms. And that is when we're fighting evil. We're actually fighting something that is going to take our freedoms away. And we're going to get to this fighting evil in a minute. So, all this time, all the fighting that we've done is to no avail. The fighting, the racism, the gender inequality, all these things that we fight for and against, and all this, we're fighting to no avail. And the reason is going to be explained here shortly. But I want to go back to the idea of God aching. How is that possible? We're told in this channeling that we're not the only ones who feel. That because of us and our connection to God, God feels. God feels emotions, our emotions. And hence, this is how come God can ache. God feels everything that we go through. The only thing, and this is where the evil comes in, the only thing that we're told to fight is evil. Real evil. And it says evil is out there. And it's not the evil that we make up just to justify what we're trying to do, but it's the real evil. And God says that God would be with us fighting. So, in the last episode, God isn't with us fighting because we're fighting to no avail. And in this episode, all the things that we've been fighting is for no reason. But if it came to the reason of fighting evil, real evil, God would be by our side. Because at that time, we would be fighting together for our oneness, our love, and our creation. Imagine our oneness. And this is what this whole series of episodes are going to do, is we're going to talk about our oneness. We're going to talk about our love, and we're going to talk about our creation. And right here, God already starts talking about that. And we were also told, or asked, whichever way you want to put it, do not fight over pettiness. And pettiness is stupid things, right? I'm going to say stupid things. I don't mean to really call it stupid. But when you think about it, I mean, land issues, when we fight about the little things of I know some people don't think it's little, but when there's just you know um, businesses fighting businesses, and races fighting races, and people fighting for equality, and all these it's little pettiness, because we're not supposed to fight over that. That's all supposed to be about love and oneness and inclusion and bringing everybody together. We're being told in this channeling that we've forgotten who God really is. And we've forgotten all about our original home, where we came from. Remember, we've been told years ago, and even today, well, we were told that we were made in the image of God, and we were told that we come from heaven. But now I'm going to say we are spirit. We are spirit. We come from the other side, and we are all part of God. And we come here to learn. And we're going to get into that too. But we come here to learn. But when we come here, we forget everything. So we forgot who God really is. We forgot what our original home really is. So now we're trying to conquer this one. And by trying to conquer this, we've been stumbling, okay, trying to find our way because we believe that God isn't here to help us, that we have to do it all on our own. And because of all the misinterpretations of all the many messages, because humanity gets in the way and puts their own twists and turns on everything, we've sort of gotten a little bit lost. So in this channeling, God says, let me help you. Remember, you are not alone. So remember, we're not alone. All we have to do is open our eyes, open our hearts, and listen. And we would see that God is there. And God can help us find our way home. Or even better yet, to build here on earth what we have at our original home, that love and oneness. Can you imagine? You know, no matter what religion you are, no matter what you believe in, we all believe in a better place from here. You know, you go to heaven, you go to nirvana, whatever it is that you believe that you go to is always supposed to be a better place than here. And it really is. But what would happen if we were able to build what's there here as well? And this is where all the pettiness, this is where all the little things that we do needs to go. In this channeling, this is, and some of you are going to think that that what it says is wrong, but it says God apologizes for making our journey more difficult to find our way home. God's intention was to have us struggle for a while and then for us to return home sooner. So, we say that, God looks out over us, God has a plan for us or whatever. But it's always been a journey for us to find our way home. And when we got here, our memories were erased because if we knew everything, then the journey wouldn't be worth it. But here, the journey is a little bit harder than what even God figured out it was going to be. I'm not saying God made a mistake. Don't even go there. But I don't know if it was. To me, I believe it was us that has made this more difficult, not God. God also said something else in this channeling, which would be really, how would I word it, conflicting for some people. Because God says, I feel I failed you. However, I have not. And God also said, we have not failed God. So why would God feel that God failed us? How is that even possible? But if we've been made in the image of God and we have feelings, it stands to reason that God would have feelings and God would go through emotions. God would think. God would question. We're also told we're not to think that we are more superior than anyone else because we are not. We are the same. We are equals. We are all one. Okay? So this is the whole idea. We're being told that we are all one. We are equals. We're the same. Yeah, we have differences. We have differences in beliefs. We have differences in color. We have differences in nationalities. We have differences in the way that we do things, you know. But when you look at everything, we're all human beings. So we are all the same. We are all equal because we are all created by God. God continues to say that we are God, separate but together. So if we're made in the image of God and we have God's essence in us, then we are part of God. That doesn't mean that we are God. We are a part of God. And God says, I am with you. I am beside you. I am in you. I am you. Let's do that one again. God says, I am with you. I am beside you. I am in you. I am you. You and I are a part of God. And for centuries, God has been trying to let you and I know of our connection to God and all of creation. Now, this connection will be explained in more detail in other episodes. I can't explain everything in every episode because it would take way too long. But it goes to show that in this channeling, God's wish is for us to stop fighting one another. But then God continues with all this other information. And then the last thing God says to us is for us to pretend we are God, full of love, and then learn from our actions. Wow. Think about it. Can you even imagine the thought of pretending to be God and full of love? To learn from our actions. Wow. It's almost unfathomable to even think it. So here's a question for you. If you were God, full of love, how would you act? What would you do? Would you do anything to help the world? How would you change things? What would you bring to society, to humanity? Interesting, isn't it? Few things to think about. So now what I want to do is I want to do my card spread, okay, that I do every episode. But This one is going to be a little bit different. What I'm going to do is I want to do a 3-card spread on what does humanity need to heal? How does humanity heal that blockage? And what is humanity's future outcome? This is going to be around the fighting, the pettiness, you know? And in order to get past the fighting and to help us to be equals and to treat each other with respect, of course, we need to heal. And we need to heal something that is going to help us to start the process of coming together as one. We need to heal truth. And I know that kind of sounds funny, healing truth, but it's not. We need to bring our truths forward and we have to heal and understand them so that we can let go of all the untruths. There's so many untruths out there. There's so many lies, so many things being said that has no bearing on humanity except for harming humanity. So when we listen to the truth, when we heal all those untruths to bring the truths forward, then we can see the light. So how are we going to heal this? How are we going to heal the blockage? Security, to become strong and work together and become secure as a human race. Right now, there's so much insecurity because everybody's fighting and everybody's uncertain, and there's so much stress and there's so much distrust and there's so much disbelief and there's so many different things there. But if we were to come together by banding together and becoming strong as one people, that's our security. That's how we become. And what is humanity's future outcome? And its focus. And humanity's future outcome is to focus on us, to focus on humanity, to keep us in existence, to do whatever it takes to save the human race. And that human race includes everyone, not just part of us. So that's a good way to start. To let go of all the untruths so that we can see the truth, to become more secure as a human race, as humanity, and to focus on us, to focus on humanity so that we can go forward. To me, that sounds really simple, but unfortunately, it's not going to be as simple as that. But if we start working together now, one by one, get somebody else to join in with us, we will be fine. So now we have come to the end of this session, this episode. And going forward, I will be posting an episode only once a week, not twice. Um, I'm planning on doing it on Wednesdays. And that's just because the episodes are taking me a little bit longer than I thought to prepare. I want to bring things forward and do it the right way or the best way that I know how. I want to bring the truth as I see it. And so I hope instead of rushing into an episode, I want to be able to think and plan and to make sure that what I do bring forward is something that's going to help us. And it's also been brought to my attention that I may not be explaining everything in my full capacity. So if you do have any questions about anything that I present, please ask the questions in the comments below and I will answer them to the best of my knowledge. Now, I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I'm going to have all the answers. And if there is something that I don't know, I'll try my hardest to make sure that I get the answer for you. And if you do like what I am presenting, please press the like button below and subscribe to this channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want notifications of every time I put on an episode, press the little bell, and that will give you your notifications when every time I post something. So the next episode, I will begin discussing what God feels is happening on earth and how we have to change before it's too late. As I said, I will begin to discuss. There is much here to discuss, bit by bit. But until then, many blessings to all of you, and namaste. Take care now.